All right, I thought I would do a part 2 of the Combinator video. I didn't play any CD through the system yesterday. That was due to the recording settings that are default. When you're recording on the 18 by 18, and that's in the setup mixer, if you're on the 18 by 18 setting, the mixer is sending its routing based on the USB outputs. And I was recording all 18 inputs separate, pre-fader, pre-anything. So you need to realize that if you're recording, you're not getting any volume changes, any of your DSP changes. And in some cases, you're going to be getting your left-right mix recorded down here along with the original source, which can cause some issues when you're recording it twice with phasing and delay issues. So for most of the demos that I'm doing, I'm now set up as the 2x2 recording. So it's just recording my left, right, or any two channels that I want. And I get to pick those down here. 2x2 is outputs 1 and 2. What do I want to send out those two outputs? In my case, I want to send the left, right, post fader, post everything. So this way I can actually demo some of the plugins and effects and reverbs, EQ, things like that, and not have it mixed with the left, right, and the original source. So for example, in 18 by 18 mode, my channel 13 voiceover microphone here was going directly to my 2-track recording in my screen capture program. But it was also getting the left-right pre or post fader, depending on how I had that set. So you're getting everything twice, basically. And again, that can cause issues. So I've got it set up now with just post fader. So I've got everything set up now just to record in 2x2 mode. And my routing going out the 2, 1 and 2 are post fader, left, right. All right, so now what we're going to be able to do is hear how the Combinator works on program material. Realize that this program material is mastered CDs, so it's not going to be extremely out of whack like a live performance would be. And that's really where the Combinator or any multi-band compressor comes in. It's going to allow you to really control extreme dynamics across all 5 bands. All right, so let's analyze what was happening there. Right now, my settings are a little more compression than I would normally have because I wanted to show it on the video. At 25, I'm probably 3 dB more compression than I would normally have on this. I've also got the makeup gain at plus 3 dB to make up for some of the compression that I've got to keep my overall balance going out my master left-right pretty normal. So when you've got 3 dB of compression, let's say in your mid-range and your high-mid section, and you boost the overall gain by 3 dB, you're going to end up with a warmer mix because realize that your low and low mids are going 3 dB higher. Even your highs might be going 3 dB higher. And really all you're doing is holding back to the original volume of these bands that are being compressed by minus 3 dB. So it's a little give and take there. You're up 3 dB here, you're minus 3 dB on these 2 bands only. So make sure you realize that you're essentially pushing these bands that got very little compression. I think it was these 2 and the highs. You're actually pushing those 3 dB. Now, if something happens in your live mix and you get a bass note or an effect that comes on that starts pushing this down, that's just going to help you rebalance or continue to balance your overall mix so that you don't have to run up and grab a bass channel and re-EQ it or something. This is essentially going to help you re-EQ using compression on the fly in real time. And that's why I say it works like an automated mixing system in frequency bands. All right, I'm going to play some more music, and we're going to start soloing the 5 bands. It's something that you should do to kind of get used to what things sound like in each band. It kind of helps train your ear. It also helps train your mind to as what each of these bands are doing. All right, so I would suggest that you listen to a lot of your favorite songs that you know well, run them through your XR system, put a combinator on it, and find out, what things sound like, and work with the compression to see how much or how little you should be doing to affect it in a positive way. Again, realize that you're not going to make a professionally mastered CD sound much better, but you can at least learn how this is going to affect your mix, and realize live it's a completely different story as to what's going to be coming through your mixer. It's going to be all over the place, a lot of bleed through, so you really have to work at your mixing skills and, of course, your multi-band compression skills to get that to sound as much like a CD as possible. And that's why the top engineers are using multi-band compressors, because it allows them or gives them the tools to make their mixes sound more and more like studio mixes all the time, which is why this and a lot of the Waves plugins are so popular. All right, so good luck with that. Hope you liked the video, and check us out on our Facebook user group. It's Behringer XR.